Hi, my name's Debbie. I'm the host of the You Matter Self-Care Summit for Working Mums. And tonight we're with Sacha Mulligan, and she's going to talk us through being the best you. So thanks very much, Sacha, and I'll let you take over.
Thank you very much. So hello everybody. I hope you're well and you're not too stressed out at this time. But yeah, my name's Sacha Mulligan, and I'm a positive psychology practitioner. So I alter, transform, restore, reboot people's lives for them. So I can get you on track and back on track, living the best life possible. So happy, calm, full of determination to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve in your life. So I work one-to-one with people or in group scenarios. I run 2 events a year myself, normally one in January, one in July, and I also have just secured a contract with David Lloyd, so going into the clubs, which obviously is on hold at the moment, but going into the clubs and helping their members work on their mindset, because they focus on what their body looks like all the time. So yeah, I have the privilege to work with a lot of one-to-one clients, but I've also just in the process of launching an online program. So it's for me, like, really important that my mission is to impact at least a million people in a positive way. That's my mission in life. So I help people who are unhappy in certain areas, and people who think that they can't change certain areas when they can. And I show them that every problem has a solution. And the way I do that is through positive psychology. So positive psychology practitioner, which is what my label is, my title, as they say, is a counsellor, a life coach, and a psychologist all in one. So when we go to see a counsellor, and I'm not knocking counsellors at all, they're amazing. I've had counselling myself, and I will share with you my story in a moment, is that positive, when we go to see a counsellor, we go there, we tell them all our problems, and basically they keep taking us back to the same place where we were, which is great. We're getting it out, and we do that through when I work one-to-one with people. But there's never anything afterwards, so there's no plan for after. It's like your 8-week sessions are up, and it's like, okay, so what now? Where do I go now? So what we do with positive psychology is set a plan in place. Now, positive psychology is a scientific study. It was studied by a gentleman called Martin Seligman, and it works on 3 levels. So positive psychology is scientific study of human flourishing, and it's got an applied approach and optimal functioning. It's been defined as the study of strengths and virtues to enable individuals, communities, and organisations to thrive. So I work, like I say, one-to-one. I also do group events, and I also go into the workplaces and help groups. I've worked in Legal and General, Hilton Hotel, obviously David Lloyd, a lot of civil engineering companies. I'm really passionate about helping men, because men also don't, feel like it's hard for them to ask for help. But we're here to talk about working mums, and I'm a mum of 2 children. Mine are older now, and so I know exactly what it's like to be working and working at home, as I say, because it's a job that we don't get paid for monetary wise, but we get paid in other ways. So it is the most pressured job that I think, because, you know, there's no sort of guidebook, is there, to tell us, yeah, you're doing that right, yeah, you're doing that wrong, try this, try that. You know, there's no guidebook as such to follow with being a mum, and it's just trying out all what works. I've always worked, my parents have always worked, and so I just don't know no different. And yeah, so I wasn't always a positive psychologist. So I'll take you back to, you know, I've also suffered with lots of things, which I'll go through my story. But what I teach, I've actually been through, and everything I teach, I'm proof that it works. So it's not only by me, but by hundreds of people that I have the honour to work with, and, you know, change their mindsets and inspire people over the years. And, yeah, I help people financially, physically, mentally and emotionally. So the 4 areas of well-being, I can help in all areas. I still continue to progress through my life. I'm always learning. I'm always going into other courses. I'm doing an intense course over the weekend online, which was going to be one-to-one with a very well-known doctor, and he's a behavioural specialist. He was in The Secret, and I'm going to work with him over the weekend so that then I can use behavioural human behaviour specialist as well in my title. Like I said, my mission is to impact as many people as I can across the globe, and that's through a ripple effect, a legacy of videos and like things like this that we can pass on to other people that will still be there when I'm long gone, as they say. So yeah, I'll take you back though to when I was 7 years old. And when I was 7 years old, I was playing rounders in the playground at school, and I literally had we needed 1 rounder to win, and it was my turn to bat. So I was under a bit of pressure, and I stood there at the line with my bat, and I hit the ball, and the ball went flying, and I ran as fast as I could so that my team could win. Quite a competitive person. My parents were, my dad in particular was very competitive, always like, you know, you got to win. You never be a good loser, because you'll never be a winner if you're a good loser. So I literally ran as fast as I could, and just as I got to third base, the boy tripped me up to stop me getting a rounder. And I fell smack on my face, and I literally, as I come up, my whole mouth was pouring with blood. This tooth here was in half, and this tooth here was really hurting. And within 6 or 7 hours, by the time I went home, this tooth was black. So one of my big teeth it was going grey. Basically, I'd killed all the nerves in the gum, and so the tooth went black. And it wasn't till I wrote my book, Be the Best You, that I realised that it went back that far of not liking the person that I was, not liking what I saw in the mirror. And so for me, it was really awakening when I wrote that book to realise that it went back to being 7 years old that I didn't start to like myself. I'd never smile like this. I would always hold my hand over my mouth. I would talk like this because I didn't want people to see what I didn't like about myself. And so my childhood went on. I didn't have a bad childhood, but I also at 14 got into the wrong crowd. And at 14, still having the black tooth, they didn't want to touch my teeth until I was 18 and all my gums were formed properly. And so at 14, I got into the wrong crowd and was taking drugs. And Started smoking puff, pot, whatever, you know. It wasn't weed then, it was pot, and started smoking that, which then led on to one thing and another: acid, ecstasy. I'm from the raving age, and so at 15 I was out raving, taking ecstasy. And really, you know, what I know now is that the drugs actually were the solution to my problem. I forgot about what I didn't like about myself. I forgot about that while I was taking these drugs. But they led on to other things, and I ended up being addicted to cocaine. Not in a way where I was getting up first thing in the morning and doing it, but like it got through a point in my life where I was sniffing cocaine nearly every day just to feel normal. Drinking alcohol, abusing alcohol. I also abused my body sexually, where I, you know, slept with men and thought, you know, yeah, okay, this will make me feel better about myself. They're showing me they love me. And yeah, I went in a very bad spiral, and I started to be called names by, you know, groups of people where I hung around. And then when I was 19, one of the boys that we was hanging around with, he'd been going through a bit of a tough time, going down the wrong route yet again, and me and him got together. And he was like, listen, I love you for who you are. I don't care about that you've slept with other men. It doesn't matter. We're together. Let's just, you know, I'm no angel. Let's work, you know, let's work it out. So I was like, right, okay. And so we've been together for a little while, and it was one Friday night, and my mum and dad were on holiday, and I was 19 at the time, and I was like, yeah, okay, so yeah, things are looking good. Things are starting to look up for me. I was going out, and Chris was coming to meet me, and as I got to the place where I was going out that night, and he hadn't turned up, and I thought, oh, here we go, you know. Here we go again. It's like, you know, it's got all going downhill now, blah, blah, blah. And back in them days, there wasn't phones, it was pagers. So I literally was ringing up the operator from the nightclub I was in, leaving him pager messages. And it wasn't until the next day that I received a phone call that Chris had been killed in a motorbike accident. And yeah, I was devastated, to say the least, because I then started thinking that anything I loved is going to be taken away from me. Anything I love is going to be taken away. And so it really sent me on that downward spiral. And I really didn't know where I was going, and you know what I was doing, and yeah, I was feeling pretty crap about myself. And I obviously started taking the drugs again and drinking heavily again, and yeah, just went on that downward spiral yet again, not liking who I was, and that started getting that feeling that, you know, whoever I loved is going to be taken away from me. Anyway, that lasted for about 2 years, and then I got with an older man, and we got together. He was 10 years older than me, and yeah, it was great. You know, all of a sudden this older man, again, knew everything about me. He accepted who I was, and we got together, and we stayed together, and then we had a lovely daughter together. And, you know, it was the first time this man, me, started gifts. And I was like, oh, wow, and quite expensive gifts. You know, this man had money, and I wasn't used to that. And so, yeah, I soaked it up. We had our daughter, and my daughter Millie, and I found out he was having an affair with one of my friends, and I was devastated. absolutely devastated. I was angry for a long, long time. Very angry, very bitter, very, you know, in revenge mode all the time, just constantly angry all the time. We split up, and I stayed on my own for 2 years, and then I went to Turkey on holiday, and yes, I met a waiter and come back. And I didn't turn my phone on thinking, you know, it's, you know, loads of girls that he's met. And I come back, I left my phone off for 4 days. And when I turned it on, there was like 40 odd messages from him. Where are you? Ring me. So I rang him drunk one night. And at the time, all this time, I'd still been taking drugs and drinking, apart from while I was pregnant with my daughter. I hadn't taken, I'd just stopped. And obviously not around her. She'd go to her dad's every weekend, so, you know, I could party as much as I liked. But yeah, met Tarek, went back 3 months later, and I married him. And everyone was telling me, like, what are you doing? Where, you know, what the hell are you doing? This man is like, me and Tarek did stay together, got married. I went back there, and then 6 months later, he came to England with me. He wanted me to go there, and I thought, great, new start, fresh start, no one knows me there, can take my daughter there, and yeah, it'd be great. But obviously her dad kicked up a fuss about that and was like, no, you're not taking her there. So I was like, okay, said this to Tarek came here. So me and Tarek were together for 15 years, and we had my wonderful son, Tom. And Tom, yeah, we tried for a while for Tom. So, you know, he was like really, really wanted, and yeah, had Tom. And then we had the devastating news that I knew something wasn't quite right. Tom wouldn't go for anything with his hand, and Tom was diagnosed with cerebral palsy down one side. And again, started feeling them, you know, why me? Why me now? And it was only when somebody actually said to me, you've been chosen because you'll love him no matter what. But I thought, you know what? Yeah, I need to get out of this. And it was then that I started to get into personal development. So the first person that I was introduced to was Anthony Robbins. And I was literally drunk one night on the channels, flicking through late at night, and this big guy was like, if you don't know who Anthony Robbins is, he's really, really tall. I'm 4'11", and I kept laughing, thinking, God, we'd look really good standing next to each other. And yeah, it was like, you know, I really need to get out of this mindset of that. And of like things that are focusing on my mind. I need to feel better about myself, and I need to stop drinking as much, and I need to stop, you know, all of this mind stuff. Anthony Robbins was going across the stage, yeah, man, yeah. And I was like, wow. I was mesmerised by him. And at the end it said, and buy my CD. But well, it wasn't CDs, buy my tapes. That's how long ago it was. Buy my tapes. So I did. I went online. I bought them. They cost me £100. I didn't tell anybody because I thought everyone would be going, what the hell are you doing buying tapes for £100? Someone is going to change your mindset. You are off your head, would be what my family would say to me. So I literally bought the tapes, but I can still remember the power of affirmations. Okay. And so it was like every day in every way I'm becoming stronger and stronger. Every day in every way I'm becoming stronger and stronger. That was the first affirmation over 20 odd years ago that I had, and I kept saying. And I said it so much that I still remember it. Now, I started to feel a bit better, and me and Tarek were sort of going in different directions, and you know, things weren't quite right. And then I had a really bad stomach ache and backache. Went to the out of hours doctor. They sent me straight to A&E, and basically I ended up being operated on straight away and cut open. And I had a scar that was, I can't show you the picture here, but I had a scar that was like 12 inches long right up the front of my stomach. And I was left with this. And 6 weeks later, when I went back to see the gynecologist, the gynae said to me that in 15 years of being a gynecologist, he'd only seen 5 cases of what I had, and I'm the only person who's survived. Bit of a wake-up call. Bit of a wake-up call to, like, you know, if you're not happy, then, you know, you need to change things, Sash. You really need to change things. So I suffered quite a bit with depression, suffered with anxiety terribly. Postnatal depression I had when I had my daughter, post-traumatic stress syndrome after the operation, hated myself, self-hate, low confidence, low self-esteem, drug addiction, alcohol abuse, and sexually not respecting my body. So the reason that I share that with you is to show you all what I've been through, and that what I teach now, I don't just teach, I've been through these things. And there's probably areas, or some of you that are watching, that some days you'll feel like you feel a bit depressed, you feel a bit anxious. Now depression, all depression is living in the past. We keep focusing on the crap that's happened in the past. And that's all we do. A little exercise which I will demonstrate right now is when I do this, and I know I obviously can't see your answers, but if I was to hold this up, what do you see? You know, what do you see? Ask yourself what you see. Not once since I've done that exercise has anybody ever, everybody says, you know, a hole, a black hole, spirals, a rose, you know, a tunnel. Everybody says that. But what about the whole blank white piece of paper? What about the whole white blank piece of paper? Because what we do in life is bad things happen, and that is what we focus on. We just keep focusing on the negatives in life. And that's what depression is. Depression is going back and reliving the past over and over in our mind. Things when we didn't feel good enough, things when we didn't feel loved. Yeah, that's what we went through. Anxiety is the opposite. It's fear of the future, worrying about stuff that's out of our control, you know? So it's like the two opposites. Depression and anxiety is, one is worrying about the past, one's worrying about the future. And I've been through them both, and I know what it's like to suffer with them. So if you feel a bit anxious or you feel a bit depressed, I've got several tools that I can share with you all. Now, I totally changed my daily routine. So if you need to get to be the best you, like, I run my own academy now, and I have people come in. I've written, so this is my book that I've written. It's a journal book that, you know, it's got some beautiful pictures in there. And this is goes with the online program, this one. And then the actual book, which you can buy, is this one. But what it is is your daily routine is what needs to change. So as a mum who is working, you're being challenged quite often. Yeah. If we get the foundations right, and especially if you're running your own business, you will thrive. You know, I always see that any business problems are just personal problems that show up in our business. Okay. So anything that you need to be, the most important thing for me is setting your day up straight. And obviously I've got lots of tools that I can share with you. And in the book, there's lots and lots, but I've got 45 minutes today to share with you all. And I'm going to give you as much as I possibly can to help you. And just try it for 30 days, because every single person who's in my academy, every single person who's ever been to my events, if they do the work, they know it works. They tell me it works. No one in my academy has struggled during lockdown at the moment while being, you know, confined to being at home. They haven't, because their mindset's straight. They're accountable. They have to do this work every day. It takes 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes of your morning. Get up 15 minutes earlier and just try these for 30 days, because I promise you it will help you become the best you. Your mindset will be straight. So when obstacles come up, which they do constantly, and I'm going to like share another diagram with you, this is what life is. Yeah. Life is full of ups and downs. This is exactly what it is. Life's full of ups and downs. But do you notice that's what heart rate is? It means we're living. That's normal. If your mindset's right, you can deal with the problems. If you're flatlining like this, you're dead. You're not growing. So understand that there will always be obstacles that come up. Now, like I said, I have a contract with David Lloyd. I've just secured that in January to start in February. We run our first seminar at one club, and then we'll do one club for 3 months, then move around the country doing them. Obviously, the obstacles come up that I have to stop now. But that's fine. My mindset's right. It's like, okay, so I can focus on, you know, getting my online program out there rather than, you know, worrying about constantly putting on the events. So understand that there will always be obstacles that pop up. So getting your daily routine right is really, really important. Okay. So I get up now and I say, thank you. My alarm on my phone, I do not play an alarm sound that goes meh, meh, meh. I have a song that I really like that makes me smile when I hear it. So when my alarm goes off, my mindset's straight away different. And on my phone, instead of alarm, it says wake up and say thank you. And that's exactly what I do. Now, I use 4 principles, that are really, really important, which I call my gems. The 4 things what I do: gratitude, exercise, meditation, and self-love. I do them every day without fail. Every day. I've been totally off of drink for 2.5 years, but 2 years before that, I'd been out a couple of times, which were reminders of only drink, why I don't drink anymore. And it's, for me, it just doesn't fit for me. I don't enjoy the taste of alcohol. I don't enjoy the feeling. I drink to get drunk. So yeah, I just don't drink anymore. I wake up and I'm grateful. So my gratitudes. Do you wake up and remind yourself every day? Now, if you write them down, what happens is your subconscious mind, and this is the psychology part of what I teach with positive psychology, comes in and it's always there to answer the questions for you. Yeah. The subconscious brain then wakes up. So what I might ask yourself, what are you grateful for right now? And when I do this with some people, and I've had people, they're like, nothing. It's like, hang on a minute. You're breathing for a start. There's other people that are being denied that opportunity. So you must be grateful that you're breathing. You're healthy. The bed you slept in, the house you live in, the car you drive, the beautiful sunshine we've had. I'm grateful for my office. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for my parents. It doesn't matter what it is. Just remind yourself, because what happens is, and if you're in a depressed state, what happens is we get into the front lobe of our brains when we talk about gratitudes. Yeah. We're reminding ourselves of how lucky we are. I surround myself with all things. This is my vision board here. I surround myself with things that lift me up. Yeah, all around my office now, I have things that make me smile and lift me up. Be grateful. When you're grateful, you cannot be in a negative state of mind. So be grateful. Ask yourself, I always start everybody off with just 3 things. I have 10, 15 things that I'm grateful for every day. Jump around for 2 minutes. Get your body moving. Yeah, get your body moving. Get that energy moving all around your neck and your body. Just move around. I play a song that I like, and that gets me up and about. I have a little stretch, and then I have my lemon oil. I have lemon, doTERRA oils I use, which are all behind me there. And so I use lemon oil, and I have a shot of that. I have a couple of other essential oils in there that I can ingest, and they're for my immune system and to get me up. I have a coffee, but I have a healthy coffee. So this is the coffee that I drink. And if any of you would like any samples of this, let me know. I will send you some. Because this coffee, yeah, has got a thing in it called Ganoderma Mushroom. It balances your pH levels. It provides energy. It oxygenates your body. It boosts your immune system, stamina, naturally detoxifies, and it has 192 antioxidants. The reason I started drinking this coffee was because that I read that, did you know you have to have 17 cups of water, yeah, to neutralize the acid obtained from 1 cup of coffee? Coffee will cause you anxiety. Coffee will cause you to have the jitters. So my advice to you is, if you are drinking coffee, don't drink as much. Or contact me. I'll put my details at the end. I will send you free samples. If you like black coffee, I have lactose-free milk or lactose-free cream I put with it once a day. And there's also a latte one as well. So that's like a milky one, which you just put. And the Ganoderma mushroom is just magic, is what I say. So yeah, if you're interested in that, just contact me and I'll send you some free samples to test out and try. Usually I go to the gym 4 days a week, and I do a circuit, 2 synergies and a swim. And Saturdays I was going to running club. Obviously I'm not, and then I go off for my day. I write my food down every day. 80% of the time I eat healthy, and especially right now I am, because your food affects your mood. Your food will affect how you feel. Your gut is attached to your brain, yeah? And obviously I learned that from the psychology part. Your food will affect your mood and will affect how you feel through the day. You're eating crap, you're going to feel crap. So make a journal of what you are. I've got a great water bottle which tells me to drink, you know, that much should be gone by this time, and then fill it up again, and then that's my 2 litres a day. So get yourself something like that. I add some oils in mine because I get bored of water, and this bottle is a glass bottle because you can't put oils in a plastic bottle because they stick. So like I say, I do gratitude, that's exercise. As soon as I wake up, before I get out and jump around, I meditate for 20 minutes. I do a form of meditation called Transcendental Meditation. This clears the subconscious mind. This clears my mind, very busy mind. And then I do my self-love. So I use a way of affirmations. Write down 3 things that you would love to be. Or 3 things like, so if you can't think of any, I am enough is a real one that most people need to say. We always feel like we're not enough. We always feel like we're not good enough. Yeah, or I can't do that because I'm not as good as blah, blah, blah. Or no, I can't do that. Again, it's a lack of self-confidence. So working on your self-love, yeah, builds your confidence because you start to love the person that you are. That for me was a real wake-up call for what I learned over the years, loving who I was. So I am enough. Repeat it to yourself every day. I am happy. I am calm. I am successful. I am fit. When I trained for the marathon 2 years ago, I was saying I am a marathon runner. I told myself every day before I even got there, I am a marathon runner. Now I put, I really am a marathon runner because I did do it. I am. Now, if you struggle with saying I ams, yeah, if you struggle with saying I am enough, you go, oh, no, I'm not. Because that's what our brains do. Our brains give us answers for things. If you're not feeling confident in yourself, it will say, well, no, you're not, because you didn't do that very well. And no, you're not, because you didn't do this. So then what we have to do, if you struggle in that way, that you find it really hard to say, I am enough, I am happy, I am calm, we say, then we ask our brains the question, why am I enough? Why am I happy? Let your brain answer it. Well, why I'm happy is that I've got a lovely home. I've got 2 healthy, beautiful children. I have a lovely husband. I have a beautiful set of parents. I have a lovely brother, beautiful nieces, a nephew. You know, they're the answers that are coming to me. Why am I successful? Why am I successful is because I impact people's lives. Why are you successful? Because it could be that you're a mum that works. That's success. That's success in itself. To be able to work, because you then come home and start another job. And that's exactly what you're doing. So do this every single day. Please do it every single day. To wake up, do your gratitudes, do a little bit of exercise if you can, and meditate if you can every day. And I do always say to people, if people say to me they haven't got time to meditate for 20 minutes or 10 minutes, you need to meditate for an hour if you haven't got that time. Yeah? And self-love. Using the 4 gems that I call them. If you tried this for 30 days, I promise you that you will notice a difference. I promise. And you will start becoming the best you. So if you want to check me out, go over to my website, which is www.Sacha, which is SACHA, Marie Mulligan, .com. So Sacha, SACHA, MARIE MULLIGAN.com. I'm on Instagram as Sacha Marie Mulligan _ and I'm also on Facebook, Sacha Marie Mulligan. Please add me. I also have a group over on Facebook as well, which I set up for people while we're in lockdown, which is mental health help for those in lockdown. And I do a live in there every Monday morning, and there's lots of other people that come in and do lives. So come over, check it out, watch some of the videos. I share a lot of tools on there and obviously go on further from what I've just gone through here. Please contact me. My email address, if you would like some samples of the coffees, is sashamariemulligan@icloud.com, or you can get that on my website, and I will send them out to you in the post as well. And if you've got any questions, obviously you're not watching live, you're watching on replay, but if you've got any questions or you just want to reach out and ask for some help, then please do. Don't suffer. Don't sit there suffering, because that's why I got into doing this, because so many people think that there's no way out of a problem that they're in. And there is. There's always a solution to every single problem. It's not the problem that's the problem. It's how we deal with the problem that's the problem. So yeah, if you're interested in any of the coffee, or you'd like a copy of my book, which is a 12-month program, it'll take you through 12 months of exercises. You really will be a different person this time next year. And I can guarantee that without fail. So thank you for listening to me. And like I said, if you've got any questions, please just email me or message me on Instagram, and I will get back to you. Well, thank you for listening, and hopefully you can be the best you. Thank you.